Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely beyond excited for this one because, well, today we are stripping away all the noise. We're going to walk through the definitive playbook for creating high-converting, strictly human-centric ad creatives. We're mapping out the entire creative flywheel here, from deep research all the way to scaling up your execution. And the best part? We're going to do it by completely bypassing the need to rely on those exhausted, incredibly frustrating algorithm hacks.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Algorithm hacks, they are dead. Seriously, dead. Stop worrying about perfect pixel sizing. Stop stressing over the exact optimal time to post on a random Tuesday. I mean, the platforms have evolved so incredibly over the last 15 years, and sure, those tiny technical tricks might buy you a fraction of a percent, but they are absolutely no longer the main driver of success. We just have to break that habit right now. Which brings us to the core reality of modern social media. It's perfectly summarized by strategist Jack Appleby, who says you gotta have really truly great creative ideas and you gotta have really truly great creative hooks. It really is that simple and, well, admittedly that difficult, because despite everything changing around us, the basic fundamentals of capturing human attention and human emotion, they remain exactly the same as they were a decade ago.
All right, moving into section 1, forget algorithms, humans matter.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we need to double down on human psychology. It shows the massive difference between what average marketers do and what the true top strategists do. See, we often confuse the two. A tactic is just a format, like, a screenshot of a text message, or an influencer pointing at some handwriting on a screen. But an idea is emotional resonance. It's solving a real, tangible human problem. You've got to think in ideas first, and then let the tactics follow. Because you can memorize literally a million visual tactics, but if your core idea doesn't make someone's life better or validate their feelings, that tactic is just going to fall flat.
Jack Appleby actually proved this point with what we can playfully call the emo TikTok rule. So he runs this hyper-niche emo music account just for fun. And one day he posts this terribly green-screened video of himself just sitting in front of a screenshot of an Instagram post, which itself was just a screenshot of a tweet. Literally zero production value. It wasn't optimized in the slightest, but guess what? It got hundreds of thousands of views. Why? Simply because the audience intimately connected with the story and the emotional value of that highly specific joke. Storytelling beats pixel-perfect production every single time.
So, Section 2. Researching real micro moments.
Great creative starts way before the camera ever rolls. It starts with researching highly specific micro moments. We really have to move past those basic demographics like males 25 to 54. Actually, scratch that. Let's call it what it is. That's just lazy targeting. So where do we actually find these moments? Well, for generational worldviews and understanding how different age groups process trust, we look at Pew Research. For daily friction and real-world trigger moments, we scrub Reddit and niche Facebook groups. And for that emotional before and after language, the exact words real people use to describe their relief, we mine Amazon reviews and Trustpilot. We aren't just looking for generic marketing angles here. We're hunting for the exact moment in their week where the pain points show up.
And all this detailed research feeds perfectly into the TEEP framework. That's trigger, exploration, evaluation, and purchase. A customer's brain state in one of these 4 phases is a far more effective targeting tool than their age or their zip code. If they're in the trigger phase, they literally just realize they have a problem. You absolutely must speak to them differently than someone in the purchase phase who's just sitting around waiting for a discount code. You've got to meet them exactly where their brain is at.
Let's look at a total masterclass in this from our sources, True Classics Father's Day ad. They didn't just blast out a standard promo code for t-shirts. No, they deeply researched the gifter's persona, the wife or the son who is actually buying the gift. They targeted the emotional reality, that loving but maybe slightly teasing dynamic of a family gathering to upgrade dad's wardrobe. By hitting that exact micro moment in emotional truth, the ad drove massive shares and staggering virality. Why? Because viewers instantly saw their own families right there on the screen.
Moving right along to Section 3, the art of creative plagiarism.
Listen, to completely remove the pressure of inventing brand new concepts from scratch every single day, you have to realize that curiosity is a creative's top skill. Top strategists ethically steal, and they systemize their brainstorming. If something grabs your attention online, document it immediately. Take those hooks, reverse engineer exactly why they worked, and then make them your own. And, this is absolutely crucial, don't just look at your direct competitors. Honestly, ignore them. Go out and learn from top creators across completely different industries.
Here's a fantastic, specific anecdote from the source material that hits the nail on the head. A strategist saw a brilliant viral ad for a GPS dog collar. The whole hook was that it was scripted entirely from the dog's point of view. Now, instead of just admiring it and scrolling past, he documented it. He reverse-engineered that product point of view format and then used AI tools to adapt that exact script structure for completely different brands and products. That is exactly how you turn passive scrolling into an active, continuous idea engine.
All right, on to Section 4, scaling your creative engine. Let's move to and see how this builds, because once you have those ideas flowing, you need a true, rock-solid system to execute them. Here's a 5-step process designed to literally 7x your creative output, all without burning out your team. Step 1. Set clear weekly goals. Making one new ad per person per week needs to be a non-negotiable standard. Step 2. Add a friendly competitive element to drive performance. Step 3. Constantly use data to guide your decisions. Step 4. Collaborate and analyze as a team so everyone shares the learnings. And Step 5. Lean into your existing strengths. If you're an amazing copywriter, don't force yourself to shoot new video. Just tweak the hooks and text on existing strong visuals. Those small iterations, they absolutely count as new ads, and they keep the whole flywheel spinning.
Which leads us to Section 5, diagnosing data like a pro.
To keep fueling your engine, you have to treat every single failed test not as a loss, but as a critical diagnostic tool. Think of this logic dashboard as your cheat sheet. If you have a high thumb stop rate, meaning people stop scrolling, but a low click-through rate, well, your call to action is failing. Simple as that. If you have a low thumb stop but a high click-through rate, it means you've got a highly qualified audience, but your thumbnail or opening hook is broken. And if you have strong upper funnel metrics but a really weak bottom line, your offer or your landing page is the bottleneck. You could literally take a picture of this logic right now, apply it to your accounts, and know exactly what needs fixing today. And trust me, you will absolutely need to fix things. Because here is a rather harsh truth about the industry. 70 to 90, that's the percentage of new creative angles that will completely flop. Let that sink in, 70 to 90%. And honestly, that is exactly why this fast-paced, data-driven iteration system we just outlined is completely non-negotiable. I mean, if you only test 2 ideas a month and 90% of them fail, you are dead in the water.
Finally, Section 6, hiring gritty creative teams.
To operate this kind of high-speed machine, we really have to weigh aptitude against attitude. Aptitude encompasses wisdom, intelligence, a super polished resume. But attitude, that's your grit, your resilience, your growth mindset. In a landscape where AI tools are evolving literally every 6 months, specific past experience is actually becoming highly overrated. Seriously, what you were an absolute expert in 3 years ago might be completely automated today. Intellectual curiosity and the raw grit to push through those 90% failure rates we just talked about, those are far, far more valuable traits.
Which leads us to this incredible interview question used by top marketing leaders. They ask, do you care about being right or getting it right? The most successful teams out there leave their egos entirely at the door. Think about it. If you care about being right, you're going to fight the data to defend a failing ad just because it was your baby, your idea. But if you care about getting it right, you will prioritize the relentless pursuit of what the data and the customer are actually telling you, pivoting instantly when required.
And that brings us full circle to a pretty provocative question for you to really chew on today. Are you building for the algorithm, or are you building for the human? I really hope this explainer challenges you to stop chasing those temporary, fleeting platform hacks. It is absolutely time to start deeply researching those emotional micro moments, systemizing your output, and building a real, sustainable, human-centric strategy. Thanks so much for diving into this with me, and I will catch you on the next one.